Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and Restless official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to the Young and the Restless synopsis on Wednesday, April 23rd, Sally Spectra will see some mayhem as Phyllis Summers storms out over Billy Abbott's ultimatum. Let's discuss all of the animosity and unexpected events from Wednesday's show. Daniel Romalotti Jr. will confess at Crimson Lights that he hopes Tessa Porter would teach him how to play the guitar. Tessa will decide she's in since it's exactly the kind of project Daniel is currently seeking. Tessa will guide Daniel through his first lesson as he picks up the guitar that Danny Romalotti previously gave him for his birthday. Daniel will urge Tessa to swear she won't give up on him even though his playing will sound somewhat rough. Sally will complain to Audra Charles at the GCAC about Phyllis's emotional coercion and how she is taking advantage of Billy's pity. Sally will attempt to pretend that she is only irritated and concerned about all the drama that Phyllis brings to the table, but Audra will sense that Sally feels threatened by her. But Audra will probe to see whether Sally is worried that Phyllis wants more from Billy than just a business partnership. Sally will acknowledge that she has considered it, but she hopes Billy won't pursue that course with Phyllis once more. Sally will have something to consider when Audra pressures her to turn on Phyllis. Audra will appear uncomfortable and contemptuous once Holden Novak interrupts and tries to engage in flirtatious small chat. Sally will sense the tension and believe Audra is hiding something about her past with Holden. Sally is going to quietly counsel Audra to keep Nate Hastings away from Holden because he is obviously not giving up. Holden will go back to Audra after Sally leaves and attempt to purchase a drink for his buddy. Holden will want to know more and will make hints about looking into new opportunities while Audra pretends she's too busy getting ready for her new business. Nate will tell Amy Lewis at his flat that her doctor in Chicago called with updates on her therapy. Amy will be a great fit for a Boston treatment facility because she is currently responding nicely. Nate will let Amy know that a space has just become available, but he will caution her to act quickly. Damien will eventually offer to charter a flight there tonight and reassure Amy that he will cover any costs that insurance does not cover. Amy will be upset about leaving Damien, Nate, and Audra behind, but they will emphasize how important it is that she seizes this opportunity to spend more time with her loved ones. Audra will make a commitment to pray for Amy every day and pay her a visit as soon as she can after she returns home and receives information on everything. Audra will have some alone time to phone Victor Newman after Nate and Damien accompany Amy to help her settle in. Audra will say that she is eager to begin their preparations and inquire as to if the paperwork is prepared for signature. He will attempt to persuade Phyllis that Daniel's heart is not in Abbott Communications at Billy's house. Billy will persuade Phyllis to release Daniel because he cannot allow any obligations to stand in his way. When Phyllis tries to object, Billy will say that if she doesn't comply, he'll have to wish her and Daniel luck in their future pursuits. As Phyllis suggests reconsidering this collaboration, Sally will arrive and witness some of the tension. Billy will insist that everything be done on his terms, regardless of what Phyllis decides. Sally will question Billy about what she just walked in on when Phyllis stomps off. According to previews for The Young and the Restless, Phyllis will have to make some important choices on what happens next. Watch this space for her predictions about the future and any potential chaos. According to spoilers on The Young and the Restless, Sally Spectra may choose to replace Phyllis Summers. Will Sally strive to save a friend and surprise Billy Abbott with the thought of switching partners? Because Phyllis is such a wild card, Sally is undoubtedly wary about Billy's alliance with her. Billy cannot rely on Phyllis to be the ally he needs to make Abbott Communications successful, in Sally's opinion. In the April 22nd episode, Sally persuaded Billy to fire Phyllis because she believes she could be the factor that brings down the business. Billy will still have an issue even if he follows Sally's suggestion. Billy has already acknowledged that he has no backup plan because he was counting on Phyllis to assist him in launching Abbott Communications. Billy proposed that Sally be his new partner, but she declined since she wanted to stay in the fashion industry. Another character, nevertheless, has media experience and may use some improvement. We're referring about Audra Charles, who just startled Sally by disclosing Victor Newman's proposal, of course. The idea that Audra was planning to ruin Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott's romance on Victor's orders infuriated Sally. Audra is risking her friendship with Nate Hastings, and Victor has shown himself to be unreliable. Audra is adamant about running her own business and establishing herself as a major player in the corporate world, but Sally simply doesn't think the risks are worth it. We could definitely envision Sally proposing her buddy as Phyllis's substitute in an attempt to save Audra from the impending catastrophes. Audra might not be the most well-liked person in town, but neither is Phyllis. Instead, Sally would propose Audra as Billy's partner in the hopes that it would put a stop to Audra's Victor deal. Sally might believe it's the ideal option because it might also help Billy find a new ally to start Abbott Communications. Audra looks fairly determined to be top dog, which Victor is offering her with this sparkling new cosmetic company, so there's no assurance that she would agree to that plan. Billy might also turn down the plan, particularly if he chooses to stay with Phyllis after all that she has been through in recent months. Nevertheless, Sally might at least attempt to put Audra in Phyllis's shoes and forecast that it would be a better course of action. Don't miss Billy's decision since, according to teasers for The Young and the Restless, Sally will insist on some corporate updates and hope for positive news. Here are the spoilers for the upcoming 2 weeks of The Young and the Restless. Fans can anticipate that Chelsea Lawson will follow her gut from April 28 to May 2, 2025. Victor Newman doesn't tell anyone. In addition, Jack and Kyle Abbott find something startling. Let's discuss the upcoming developments in the ABC soap drama as you continue reading. The heart of Claire Grace Newman. Claire Grace Newman will likely continue to debate whether or not to move in with Kyle next week. Victoria Newman's absence is already known to Claire. Despite Victor's protests, Nikki Newman wants Claire to be free to live her own life. It is anticipated that Claire will have a meeting with both Victoria and Cole Howard. Claire seems to have made up her mind. The surprise of Diane Jenkins Abbott. Diane Jenkins Abbott is prepared to reveal her home's modifications at the Abbott manse. Diane is confident that it will be adored by all. Tracy Abbott once consented to assist Diane in making the choices. However, Tracy has been somewhat preoccupied with the entire Martin Laurent scenario. A sneak peek shows Diane welcoming Jack and Kyle inside the house. "Don't open your eyes," she says. They open their eyes when they enter the living room. Audra Charles is questioned by Lily Winters. Additionally, Holden Novak will keep Audra alert. Therefore, it might be easier said than done to finish Victor's objective. He has an unexpected proposition for Sally Spectra over with Billy Abbott. Chelsea, meanwhile, starts to doubt Adam Newman. The Restless and the Young. The next 2 weeks. Spoilers. The Newman-Abbott conflict ensnares Michael Baldwin during the week of April 28. Given that her spouse is experiencing difficulty sleeping, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin will continue to worry about his stress levels. Audra might be able to fulfill her dream by doing some risky actions. Audra might, however, be able to acquire a business while losing Nate Hastings. Will she ultimately find it worthwhile?